When you came in, the air went out, and every little shadow filled up with doubt. I don't know who you think you are, but before the night is through, I wanna do bad things with you. Well, I'm the kind to sit up in his room, heart sick and eyes filled up with blue. I don't know what you've done to me, but I know this much is true. I'm gonna do bad things with you. When you came in, the air went out, and all those shadows there filled up with doubt. I don't know who you think you are, but before the night is through, I wanna do bad things with you. I wanna do bad things with you. Oh, I don't know what you've done to me, but I know this much is true. I wanna do bad things with you. I wanna do real bad things with you.
The dulcet tones of Dan Rudge there. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Square Eyes Syndrome. Tonight we are doing a deep dive into the HBO show True Blood. And thanks for that, Dan. That was awesome.
Cheers.
Amazing.
For those of you who don't know, Dan has just played the entire theme tune to True Blood in his own inimitable style. And yeah. So, as you can tell, I'm not Ben Gilman. I'm joined tonight by Troy Salmon.
What's up?
And obviously Dan Rudge.
Hi, yes.
So, Troy, where is Ben this evening?
Apparently he's gone trick-or-treating.
Oh
yeah.
my god, that boy's sugar habit is out of control.
It's really bad. It's really bad. It's
always tough at this time of year. I actually do I sort of sympathize quite a lot with his wife at this point. You know, especially like the costume demands this year were ridiculous. What were the choices he wanted again?
So I think it was a schoolgirl devil costume. That's what I heard.
That was one. And then another one was a sexy minion.
Oh, yes. There you go. That's another one.
And Princess Elisa from Frozen, I think, was the third choice.
Oh, yeah. That whoever that is. I have absolutely no idea. I can't remember which one's which from that. I've never seen it. I'm gonna get lynched for that, aren't I?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, they will. They're gonna get you.
Like, you're being grilled in? How dare you?
Ah, well, I hope he has fun anyway and doesn't fall into too deep a sugar coma that, he misses out in the next one.
Exactly.
And can we just say Happy Halloween to everybody?
Indeed.
So,
Super
that's
spooky season.
Indeed. But that is the reason why we've picked True Bloods, because we figured we'd go for something that had a little bit of a sort of horror, witchy feel to it. And seeing as Troy, Dan, and I have all watched this show and all like this show, this is the one we picked.
Love it. Love that True Blood.
So, I guess the best thing to do is give a quick kind of overview of what True Blood is. It's a story about how vampires have, as they say it, come out of the coffin. They've announced themselves to the world, and it's about them sort of integrating into society and all the issues that come with that. It's across 7 seasons and follows your main protagonist is a woman called Suki Stackhouse, who happens to be a telepath. You find out later on that's because she's actually a fairy, but we'll get there. And
a halfling.
Yeah, so she's half fairy, but she's slightly more powerful than your average one because she's from a royal line, but we'll get to all of that.
Yeah.
But obviously the most interesting thing is throughout this series you've got series that it shows you that actually it's not just vampires are not the only supernatural thing. There's werewolves, there's were-panthers, there's witches. There's a whole slew of different possibilities, and possibly the worst thing in the universe, human beings.
Exactly, the human factor.
Seriously, they're the worst.
They are the worst.
The vampires at least understand what their nature is and don't apologise for it, or they do and they go and read them and they go and kill themselves. Werewolves keep themselves to themselves unless they're actually attacked.
Yes.
As a general rule. The witches don't do anything until they're provoked. The only ones who actively go after people, are humans.
Yeah, literally, they're the ones who's tracking people down. Like, we gotta kill them.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it basically follows Suki across 7 seasons with a whole load of people who live in the same small town in Louisiana as she does. There's 2 main vampires. There's Bill Compton, who becomes her love interest, and another vampire called Eric, who runs a vampire nightclub called Fantasia, which is one of the best names ever.
Yes.
And yeah. So what do we think, boys?
Yeah, I love this show. And Eric, by the way, he's a Skarsgård. So anyone knows about the Skarsgårds? Yeah, he's one of the famous Skarsgårds people. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. His dad is pretty damn famous, and I think he's better than his dad as an actor, to be honest. But
yeah, can I say two initial things about it? Right. So as an entire body of work, this is one of the more consistent ones that you're going to find in this era of TV.
Yeah,
it's really like even the weak parts of it, by and large, are places that you will go, okay, so in comparison, this is weaker. But overall, this is still strong writing, strong acting, strong cinematography. It's done very well.
Solid.
Which is also borne out by like the viewing figures, which stayed pretty much steady after about season 2.
Yeah.
It became like HBO's, it's one of its most steady numbers runners ever.
It was one of the ones where it was a little bit of a slow burn to start with, and then HBO showed faith in it, and people just kept word of mouthing it, and it took off.
To be honest, I think it was helped by the fact that Twilight blew up at that roughly that time as well.
I mean, yeah, true.
And also you had, what was it, Vampire Diaries was also...
Oh, yeah, Vampire Diaries, yes.
had just come out at that time. So you had 3 or 4 shows.
Also, at that point in time, the book craze was starting to freak.
Yes. Massive, yeah.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah, because obviously these are based on... True Blood is based on a book series.
And Anne Rice was huge.
Yeah, that's true. But...
Teenager.
And Charlene Harris, who wrote the Suki Stockhouse. Was it called the Southern Vampire Mysteries, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the name of the series, yeah. Have you ever read any of them?
I have friends who are massive fans of the books. I've never read any of them myself, but I hear basically fantastic writing. Once you start reading them, you kind of have to get to the end of it.
I've read the first one. My only big issue with it, and it's done intentionally, and it is well written, is that the character of Suki sounds. It's because it's from her perspective. She sounds so stupid. Seriously, she like a proper ditzy blonde is how she's portrayed in her own thoughts and things in the book, and that's how it's written. It's how it's intended.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard sitting there, especially when I came to it after watching the first season of True Blood, where Anna Paquin is such a fantastic actress. She can't just play stupid.
Nah.
She could do, but she had too many layers to the character for me. So I was sitting there reading it going, yeah, this just... I'd rather watch the TV show, to be honest.
Exactly. Because the TV show, they constantly try and belittle her, but she's like, I'm not stupid all the time, like throughout the entire show.
Basically, yeah. But anyway, yeah. So, we've got to decide a way we're going to look at this. So, I think we kind of agreed that each series kind of has an arc of a particular baddie.
A big bad.
And there are some that follow the whole way through. I mean, Eric is questionable for much of this series.
Yeah.
As is Bill, let's be fair. But in every series, there's kind of a theme. So
then there's like vampire nature, and then there's evil.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, I think Bill always was somebody who felt guilty for the fact he was a vampire, even if he was being a bit of a dick.
No, fully embraced it.
Yeah. Well, I think Eric fully embraced the fact.
Yeah, he did.
That's why he's been around for 1,000 years.
Yeah, exactly. he even said it in one of the closing lines throughout the last couple of episodes. He goes, "I've been avoiding death for 1,000 years."
Yeah.
So that's basically what he's been doing. Exactly. He wants to survive.
But I mean, that's one of the things at the beginning of season 7. He's come to peace with the fact he's dying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's one of those weird things. And then it's like he gets re-galvanized and comes back full strength again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I mean, season 1, the setup is you've got somebody going around killing women who they believe have slept with vampires. And they're trying to kill Suki.
Yeah, she's one of the main ones.
They end up killing Suki's grandmother. They end up killing two girlfriends of Suki's brother. Three girlfriends.
Oh, yeah, two of them, isn't it? Yeah.
Suki's brother. And it's kind of, once again, the nature of human beings. And that's... I don't know how you feel. Turns out that the murderer is Jason, who is Suki's brother's best friend, a guy called Renee, whose real name is Drew.
Yeah.
I really like him as a bad guy, I have to say. I think it's a really well-written series.
Yeah, great twist.
In that, because you don't see him.
You never see it coming.
Came out as the bad guy.
That's the thing. You never see it coming until he literally just switches like on one day on the side of a road. He literally just turns like you just out of nowhere. Like, what the heck?
Well, that's the thing. If you go back and watch it again, knowing he's the baddie, there are hits.
Yeah.
There are you can pick up on it, but it's only because you're watching it with the benefit of hindsight.
It's one of my favorite things about the way this is all done is the fact that there is so much enjoyment to be had from rewatching.
So much, yeah, there is.
Yes.
Because literally, I only watched like literally most of it, but then I went back again and I enjoyed it even more.
The one thing, I think Dan's going to say the same thing I am, but I'm going to let him have the floor here.
Go.
I don't like it as a binge.
Yeah.
As a season by season with breaks in the middle, nice.
Bro,
you get to
the whole thing binged.
Hey, I binged it. I loved it. I binged it. I loved every second of it.
I absolutely loved it, but I was finding myself watching other things just as much. Like seasons 1 to 5 of True Blood, I binged back to back.
I was finding myself just fast forwarding over everything to do with sex and or blood, and then I just found myself fast forwarding over almost everything.
So basically, you missed the entire episode half.
Oh my god.
It doesn't shy away from the fact that it is quite camp in places. There is a lot of blood. There is a lot of sex in the show. But that's kind of one of the things that makes vampires attractive, isn't
It's
it?
vampires, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, vampires are all about blood and sex. And it doesn't shy away from that. But it's true. 7 seasons on the spin of blood, sex, blood, sex, blood, sex is a little bit much.
Got a point. Yeah, you're right. It can be a bit much though. I'm gonna
Slightly wigs you out.
yeah, I'm gonna lie. I fast forwarded some bits of it. I'm gonna lie.
Yeah, I fell asleep through one episode, woke up and went, "No, I'm not going to rewatch that one." And just
Oh wow.
I saw half the episode and then fell asleep. So I got the general gist of where we were going in the story.
Yeah, that's the thing with this show. You can kind of guess where certain parts are going. That's the good thing about it.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to go through it season by season. I'm just going to quickly over. So second season, it's a bunch of religious zealots are your main sort of bad guy.
Yes.
In two respects, because the what's the word?
Maynard.
The Maynard is a religious zealot as well.
Yes.
In a different way. So it's all about religious zeal in sort of the exact opposite ends. The third season is all about kind of the hierarchy of vampires and what they will do, because you're introduced to Russell Edgington, who is 3,000 years old.
Yes.
Which means and in this particular law of True Blood, vampires get stronger the older they get.
Yeah.
The longer they live, the more powerful they become. So Russell Edgington can kick the crap out of pretty much anybody, including Eric, who up until this point we've always seen as like the strongest.
Exactly.
With the exception of when we meet Godric in season 2. But we'll come back to him because he's a cool character and deserves to be spoken about.
He's amazing. I love his character.
Season 4 is all about witches.
Mm.
Season 5 is... I'm trying to remember. What happened in season 5? Is that the Authority?
Russell again.
That's the Authority.
That's the Authority and Russell, yeah.
Yeah, his return.
Which is where we also get introduced to Salome, who's kind of one of the big baddies of the series.
Yeah.
As in Salome from the Bible.
Yes.
I think they called her Salome Agrippa, didn't they? But anyway, that's by the by. Number 6, the big bad is... It's a mixture of Bill and...
It's Russell, really.
No, not season 6.
No.
Oh, season 6.
Season 6, the big bad guy is Bill and the governor, the governor of Louisiana.
Oh yeah, the governor. Yes, the governor. What's his name? The glasses on. The gov.
Yeah, you know who I mean.
Yeah, we know what you mean. Yeah.
We'll come back to him.
Yeah,
and
he's trying to stop the vampires. Yeah.
Season 7 is, well, there's not exactly a proper bad guy. Basically, the dickhead governor in season 6 has infected the entire True Blood stock with an illness called hepatitis V, which kills vampires, but kind of slowly, and they can get infected and they can infect other people, and they become more powerful just before they completely collapse, even though they get knackered very easily.
Yeah.
And it takes about a month or two for them to die from Hep V. So basically, they are the bad guys in season 7. Is these hepatitis V vampires, but it's kind of not their fault that they're. It's still the fault of the bald twat from the previous series, even though he's dead.
Yeah, he's still the knock-on effect. He's still there.
Yeah, and so it's kind of Sarah Newland as well, who is a character who reappears regularly in this show. Anyway,
yeah.
I'm really interested. Who is your favourite of all of those kind of baddies that appear through the whole thing? Who is the one that you kind of enjoy? What's the season that kind of gets you because it's got the best protagonist and antagonist to it?
Oh, what's my favourite? So my favourite villain. I mean,
yeah, sort of. Yeah, it could be more than one, but
I have to jump in here and just go straight for season 3 and Russell Edgington.
I'm trying to think of another one, but I'm like, it has to be Russell Edgington.
Season 3's Russell Edgington in particular.
Yes, he did that version, yes.
That point wherever he turns up on live TV just suddenly and rips out the anchor's spine and then is just like sits down and makes a public announcement. That's one of the highlights of the entire show.
And now for the weather. Tiffany?
Tiffany?
Right. I'm not going to lie, this is half made by the fact that there's such a great relationship between him and Talbot.
Talbot is a great character.
Talbot, as a support to Russell in this series, as a character, is flawless.
He's phenomenal. Yeah. He's a good character. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I think we should explain that Talbot is Russell Edgington's gay vampire lover.
Yeah.
And has been with him for the last 800 years. He was a human that Russell turned because he wanted to spend eternity with him. And he unfortunately gets his head ripped off by
Eric.
Whilst Eric is having sex with him, if memory serves.
Yes, pretty much in order to be able to get a crown that's from Eric's past.
Yeah.
That's like the main, right there and then, that's the immediate thing he gets from the act. He also completely pisses off Russell, who then advances all of his own plans and opens up weaknesses, which they used to take him down that time.
Well, the weakness is that he wants to walk in the daylight and drink the blood of a fairy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a fairly big weakness, in fairness, because the only fairy that you meet through a lot of the series, or halfling, is
Suki.
Yeah.
I completely forgot a baddie from season 6, Warlow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
One of my favourite characters. I absolutely love Warlow. Brilliant character.
Oh, so Sean
let's put Warlow down as more of a force of nature than a baddie.
Well, yeah, he's not bad, he's not good. He's trapped between the two.
Yeah. 6,000 plus years apparently he's been around. So yeah.
Well, yeah, he is the oldest vampire you meet in the show.
Yeah.
By quite some distance, he is the oldest. Although he's not the oldest character you meet.
Being, no.
No, the oldest being you meet is actually
Lilith.
No, Marianne.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Lilith you never technically meet. She never actually
really like ethereal almost, yeah.
She appears as a vision, whereas an actual physical character, Marianne is older than Russell, she's older than Warlow. She's been around since God knows when.
Yeah,
she's from Greek mythology, essentially.
Her death is the best scene in season 2.
Yes.
I was so annoyed with her character by the time she died that I really wasn't that bothered almost. That sounds really stupid, but
what do you mean?
I just wanted rid of her by that point. She was annoying me.
Oh, damn.
Which is not to be a knock on the actress, because she's fantastic.
No, she's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, everything she's been in, she's been a flipping revelation.
I know.
But the character was that damn annoying.
Yeah, she did get annoying after a while. She did.
Also, of all the sort of main-ish characters, my least favourite is Tara. Yeah.
Oh, at least.
Not because I don't like her, but I'm more interested in Suki's survival, in Eric's survival, in Bill's survival, and for me, Lafayette falls into that category of people. I'd rather see all of them survive than Tara. Tara, how can I describe this? She represents every redneck thing that there possibly could be.
Okay. I get what you mean. I actually get what you mean, because she's kind of overbearing at times. I get what you mean.
There is an element to Tara which someone educated me on a little while ago, where she is basically, and this is something I don't have much experience of, she's a parody of the young angry black girl that's a very sort of Jim Crow style parody. And at the same time, she in the show is the most angry at anything that has anything to do with that.
Yeah, it's true. Most of the time she's shouting at people. 99% of the time she's shouting at someone.
I've got to admit, the first time you meet her, when she's got that woman, when she's serving in that shop.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant scene.
I love that scene. I told my mom that scene as well. She was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah. And I just thought, okay, this character's going to be interesting. And then she kind of didn't live up to my expectations as much as I hoped she would.
Yeah, she kind of...
When she becomes a vampire, yes, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. I think they gave her more scope when they made her a vampire.
Yeah, she excelled in that role, in the vampire role.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it massively improved Pam as a character.
Yeah, gave her
Seeing
some
her
growth.
relationship, which she'd been very one-dimensional before that.
Yeah.
Of she does what Eric tells her to, and
Yeah,
she
that's
was full
probably
of-
my favorite thing about that whole relationship was how much it opened up looking into what Pam was all about, because she'd always been a strong character.
yes,
Like,
but very one-dimensional.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say this because I will come back to it more, but Lafayette Reynolds is one of the best developed characters on TV I have ever seen. All the props in the world have to go to Nelson Ellis for creating the character.
The man.
Because I assumed, and it's a testament to him, I assumed that the guy playing the character must be gay.
That's our fault, yeah.
But I've read about it. Nelson Ellis, when the way he got to the walk, the move, the style, is he copied his mum and his sister, and then put his own spin on it. Basically, he was being a mixture of his mum and his sister all the time. And I just thought, you know what, fair enough. And he didn't believe he could do it. You read any articles with him, he didn't think he had the skill to bring that character to life.
Yeah, exactly.
But fuck me, he really did.
I've never seen anyone.
wrong place at the wrong fucking time ought to be my middle fucking name.
I still.
My favorite scene in Merlot's against those rednecks.
The AIDS burger scene.
In this
My favorite scene the whole show. I don't care.
Hamburger comes with tomato, lettuce, and AIDS.
I'm making food again. You gotta eat how I'm naked. Just shouts him and throws the food in their face. I love it.
But also the fact that he's unbelievably strong.
Exactly, he's powerful.
Goes against every. You look at him and you go, "Oh, he's got the eyeliner. He's got."
That's the thing.
He's gonna be a queen, and then somebody actually tries their luck, and oh shit, that didn't work.
He beat 3 up at once on that table. It was crazy. Beat all 3 of them up at once.
But that's what I liked about the character. It was massively empowering.
Yeah.
Also, the fact they gave him the thing of being a medium as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Worked brilliantly. It developed his character. I mean, I can't remember the quote exactly, but it is, I ain't Google for dead bitches. It's possibly one of the best lines in the whole show. But no, Lafayette is totally one of my favourite characters. When I was kind of looking at him, I was thinking, after watching the first series, I was trying to predict who I thought might become vampires at some point.
Yeah.
And Lafayette was top of my list. And he never does. And I kind of, okay. I'd kind of marked him down as this guy is definitely going to end up becoming a vampire at some point.
Yeah, that's what you think though. But I, after like the first season, I was like, nah, they're not going to turn him. He's just going to he's going to have that role, but he's just going to be there everywhere, but never be a vampire. He's just going to be like a straight.
I thought they might until they gave him the medium thing, and I thought, okay, that's what his thing is going to be. Because until that point, he was just that hardcore but flamboyant character.
Yeah.
And I thought that can last for 2 or 3 years, and then it'll get boring. And then, so when they brought in the whole he's a medium, I'm like, oh, okay. That will be his thing, and that will play through, because it does play through massively. I don't think it really comes into play in season 7, but
no, it doesn't really come into play like that.
4, 5, and 6, him being a medium plays a massive role.
Yeah, half the time he's getting possessed.
I mean, I think it leads to Dan's least favorite storyline, or his saddest storyline in True Blood.
Yeah. Terry. Terry's one of my favorite characters in True Blood.
Terry.
Terry's one of my absolute favorite characters in True Blood. He's a great character. So good.
The man with PTSD.
And it absolutely destroyed me, his last storyline.
Oh, no, that got me too. I was like, oh man.
It's the fact that he plays the happy version of Terry that you've never seen so well in those last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like the perfect husband.
Experience is washed away, and then he just gets gone.
One of the characters I liked, but I kind of expected them to get killed at some point, was Andy Belflow.
Oh, Andy.
Oh,
Andy. I got Andy.
I
I
had
love
his character
Andy.
getting taken
I
out.
love Andy's one of my favorites as
You're
well.
mentioning all my favorite characters here.
Yes.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I love Andy as a character. I didn't like him in the first series.
Yeah.
But as it went on, I came to like him more and more. And this is going to sound really, really bad because I do like Chris Bauer, the actor.
Okay.
But I think my big thing against him was that I remembered him from the film Devil's Advocate.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen the film Devil's Advocate?
Yeah.
You know he's the guy being defended for kiddie fiddling at the beginning of the film.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I know.
And so I looked at him and went, "Oh, it's that kiddie fiddler." And it's like, actually, no, that's Chris Bauer. He's an actor. He's a perfectly normal. I'm completely putting a character he's already paid 10 years earlier onto this guy.
I love Andy. I just want to see him win. I'm like, come on, Andy, you got this, man. You got this.
Well, the fact he ends up impregnating a fairy is just only he could do that by mistake.
The whole storyline was amazing. It's like, yeah, I'm going now. Take care of the kids. He's like, what?
So good.
She just walks off. Literally walks off and leaves it with about how many kids? It's great.
Yeah, there's 4 of them in there.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah.
So let's try and bring this back a little bit.
Yeah, go on.
Let's go through some of these characters. So we spoke about Lafayette. I imagine both of you have opinions on Lafayette.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, just the best character in any of the series overall,
Number one.
with the only real possible contender for the crown going to Eric.
Oh, Eric is such a Eric. Oh, he's so good. Eric is such a good character. I loved long-haired Eric. Was epic, bro. That long hair, I was like, long-haired Eric is the man.
My favorite scene with Eric is definitely, in the second series when they go looking for Godric.
Yeah.
And that guy blows up their nest.
Yeah.
The guy from, and he's been trying for a season and a half to get Suki to take his blood.
Yeah.
And he convinces her to suck a bullet out.
Oh yeah. that was awesome.
That was brilliant. But the best bit of it is when Bill comes back in, the grin on his face. He's got his hands on his head. Grin, and Suki can't see him because she's still getting the bullet out.
It's like, give me a minute. I'm just taking the bullet out. He's grinning the entire time.
And then Bill says to her, he'll be able to feel your emotions. She turns around and shouts at him, "You giant a-hole!" He goes, "You're right, Bill. I can feel her emotions."
She smacks him as well whenever she says it.
I think you're
Bill,
right.
I think you're right. I can sense her emotion.
It's just it's the first time I looked at Eric and thought, "What a character!"
From a little bit earlier in that series, there's one bit where Suki and Eric are sneaking in to in some kind of way that they're like snuck into the like zealotry church thing looking for Eric's maker, and she does turn to Eric and goes, "But he's your maker." He turns back to her and goes, "Don't use words you don't understand." Goes, "But you love him." And there's just this beat, and then he goes, "Don't use words I don't understand."
Oh God, because that guy,
Now, considering that he actually doesn't appear that much on screen in the first 2 seasons, he built a hell of a character.
Exactly, just sits there in the chair.
Your imagination, you notice him.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I think if we're talking about vampires, I think we need to talk about Bill.
Yeah.
Bill Compton. I can never make up my mind about Bill as a character.
Yeah, he's.
I know what you mean.
I want to like him. I really, truly do. And I hate the fact that he dies at the end.
Yeah, that got me, man. I was sad, man. I was like, "Oh, freak. He's gone, man. He's gone.
Yeah, that was really sad. It was well done. Very well done.
Yeah, very well done.
But I mean, the chemistry between Stephen Moyer and Anna Paquin is palpable from moment one.
It's
and that's partly because of good acting.
Yeah.
But the two of them ended up dating each other after the very first episode.
Yeah.
And they're married with a couple of kids now. So that sexual tension that's there is very real between those two. The chemistry exists on a completely natural level.
Perfect casting, perfect chemistry right there, perfect.
Well, I mean, Anna Paquin was such a good piece of because she's the only properly big name
Yeah, really. Yeah, technically, yeah.
In
She
True
kind of
Blood,
is.
there's very rarely like really big actors in
No,
there.
yeah, you got a point. Yeah.
Some of them have gone on to do big things after.
Yeah.
Like the woman who plays Dawn, who the second victim of the murder in season 1, she then played Wolverine's girlfriend in X-Men Origins a year later.
Oh yeah, she was, wasn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, but not very few of those actors are actually like properly famous. They've all got reasonably successful careers, but Alexander Skarsgård is probably the only other relatively famous person who actually is in True Blood. The rest of them have become famous because of True Blood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Technically, Skarsgård, he was going to be big regardless. He was already doing good, decent movies, but the others were kind of on the cusp.
I mean, I'm guess Ryan Quentin obviously was known for like Home and Away and shit.
Yeah, because I was a massive Vinny and Home and Away. I remember I always remember watching that years ago.
So in Britain, we kind of knew who he was.
Yeah, we know.
Home and Away is virtually unknown in America. Yeah. So when he came on screen in Britain, we were all going, "Isn't that the bloke from Home and Away? What the fuck?" Stephen Moyer was a jobbing actor until he got True Blood.
Yeah.
He moved out to LA for a couple of years. He was about to give up and move back to London when he got offered the role in True Blood. He literally decided that he couldn't afford to live in LA anymore, and he was just going to go back to London.
Yeah.
When the biggest role of his career appeared.
Okay, the car.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure they used Anna Paquin's star name to get the show made.
Yeah, sure.
Getting her into the cast was.
Can we just point out that she is like she's not just a big name. She's fucking brilliant in there.
Oh, she's an amazing actress. She's
every second of what she said. You don't believe it.
Fantastic character.
Yes.
In this, and a brilliant actress in general.
Even down to the walk. You know, she does the walk. She puts the arms out. She's walking down somewhere. She looks so ditzy when she walks.
It's true, actually.
Uncoordinated. I love it.
No,
I love her, man. Such a character actor. I love her. She's amazing.
There's one other character. I mean, Jason I like, but they basically play along the he's kind of stupid.
Yeah, the jock
line
jock
for
angle. Yeah.
7 seasons. He's kind of stupid and knows how to fuck. That's
I can't help but like think that he's just a really cool character anyway, and the things they do manage to do with him are kind of cool in the way he interacts with the world. He is this sort of, we're going to create a little bit of chaos here.
Yeah.
Try Jason at it.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. He's one of the crucial characters for the whole series because he's one of the main people you kind of see things happen through. But there's one character who we haven't spoken about who I actually really, really like. And you're supposed to like him. That's the whole point of him, is Hoyt. Hoyt Fortenberry.
Hoyt.
Absolutely love his character.
One of my boys, Hoyt.
First series, I thought, yeah, he's just a bit of a... He's just part of a road crew. Nothing to him.
Yeah.
But him and...
Jess,
yeah. I can try to remember the name of the actress.
Yeah.
What's her name?
I know her name as well. What is her name?
She was another breakout star.
Yes. Oh, she's...
Very much so, yes.
What was her name, sorry?
I'm trying to find it now. I'll respond to what Dan said. What was her name? I'm trying to find it now. I can't actually know what it is, but I literally forgot it.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of Daredevil, so I know her name, but I forgot her. Oh, damn it.
Oh, Deborah Ann Woll.
There we go.
She's bloody... I absolutely hated her character in the first series. But she developed into such a good character.
Yeah.
Such a mature and sensible character as well. Absolutely love it.
She's a good character, I gotta admit. She's a great character. It's kind of in the Jason and Hoyt feud.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. What else? I'm just trying to. Obviously, we haven't spoken about Sam, who was a shapeshifter.
Oh, Sam Rala.
Sam's always sort of on the cusp of sort of being a favorite character and never quite makes it.
Yeah, he's an integral character to the story, but he's never. Yeah, you don't dislike him, but you're not invested fully in him.
He becomes better when he stops being the like mooning over Suki guy.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, it's got a point. Yeah, once he stops doing that, he's fine. Kind of forges his own path after that. And he's always kind of like the hero when you think about it. He's always doing stuff that's he's saving the day in his own way, but no one kind of says anything about it when you think about it. He's that background guy almost the time until like the last season.
Yeah, so I'm intrigued. Out of all the seasons, which ones are people's favourites? If you had to pick one season that really is your favourite.
Damn, favourite season.
I'm aware I'm asking a different question. There's one other thing I was going to say. The character of Marnie in season 4, the witch.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the leader of the coven.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The thing that always gets me about that is she looks so much like it's a different actress, but she looks a lot like somebody else. She looks like
Oh wait! I know what you're gonna say. I think I know what you're gonna say.
Harry Potter's stepmom, Mrs. Dursley. She looks so much like Mrs. Dursley.
Oh my god!
And I kind of go, "There's a witch who looks like Mrs. Dursley," and I know it's not the same actress.
Petunia Dursley.
Yeah, it's not the same actress, but they look so similar.
No, I thought you were gonna say what do you call it? Scully from X-Files.
No.
Like her badly
Oh my god!
Especially nowadays, she looks like her badly now. She does.
I think someone who's listening is about to make a meme of that.
Of what?
Of Petunia Dursley, Marnie, and
they do
Scully.
look. I know it's not the same person, but they do look similar.
Oh damn! If you put their faces together, Harry and Scully, it looks literally the bone structure is literally similar.
You're never gonna get me to agree to that one.
Oh yeah, I gotta do it. I gotta do a picture by picture at some point. I'm gonna show you guys. Off
I
air.
will never, ever.
Right. So, to answer your question, Tom.
Yes.
Said it before and I'll say it again. Season 3.
Oh no! Wait a minute. Sorry, I'm wrong. It is the woman who plays Petunia Dursley.
Wait, it is?
Fiona Shaw.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, isn't it? Oh,
yeah, it is Mrs. Dursley.
Ah.
There you go.
There you go.
So the fact that the most
I had no idea.
The most
I didn't remember literally at all.
The most anti-magic character in the Harry Potter series plays a witch in the True Blood.
No, but technically, she wasn't really magical in the first place. She just got possessed.
No, she was already a witch because she managed to make that bird come back to life before the possession.
But technically, was it Lafayette's abilities?
Nah, it was her.
No, it was her.
Sure, I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. It was all right until technically Lafayette kind of joined in. Remember, he joined the hands at the last minute and he woke up.
Yeah, maybe that's kind of like
maybe his
because of the affinity.
It was a tease to Lafayette's abilities.
Maybe the fact that Lafayette was there and he was actually quite powerful, kind of allowed her to be more powerful in that space. But it was her who did it.
She got the basics down. Yeah, she got the basics down.
Yeah, she was a witch who knew what she was doing. She just wasn't an all-powerful witch. Yeah. And I think you got Jesus, who's a powerful Bruja, and Lafayette.
Bruja's a female one.
Sorry. I do apologize. I humbly ask for your forgiveness there.
Just in case for the Hispanic viewers out there.
I do apologize. I humbly offer my apologies and I cannot apologize enough. I feel ashamed to have made such a mistake.
You're fine, Tom. You're good.
Anyway, yeah, that's not the point.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, that's just an aside. Anyway, the question I was asking was, what is your favourite season of True Blood?
Oh my god. I'm literally trying to think. It's so hard. Because I love the Renee storyline. But I'm like, I don't know if I should give it to season 1 though. I'm just like, it was good. I'm so conflicted between 1 and 3.
I just
Okay, you know what? I'll give it
Russell Edgington.
you know what?
That's a fucking scary
You
vampire.
know what? I'm gonna give it to Russell, man, because I love it. There was a scene when Russell was just standing there in the middle of the room when Bill tried to attack him. He was on his shoulders. He literally sat on his shoulders and he shrugged his shoulders and went flying into the wall. I was like, yo, I love that scene.
That's season 5, isn't it?
No, because it's when he first meets him in it in season 3.
No, because he's on a horse when he first meets him in season 3.
Oh, but does he fight him? Was that season 5? Are you sure? Season 5?
Season 5 is when he's in the authority room about to be executed and then jumps on somebody.
No, it was. I think it was a point in season 3 where he tries to attack him. He tries to attack him early. Yeah, there was a point in season 3. I remember it. It was a point in season 3. It was late in season 3 though, but he tried to attack him at some point.
I shall take your word for it.
I think he did. Can't remember in season 5. I'm like, he tried to attack him, but I don't think it was. I think he tried to attack him early. That's when he realized how powerful he was.
See, I dislike Russell Edgington, so I don't pay as much attention to him. So
yeah, I remember he just literally does this move. And I was like, yo, this guy's amazing.
Yeah, I was kind of annoyed that there was somebody cooler than Eric. That was the thing that annoyed me about it. Yeah. Was he was a guy who didn't have to shout. He didn't have to do anything. Yeah. He just was that powerful.
He was the man. Russell was that dude.
Yeah.
Just that bit that you said before that one, that mine is the true face of vampire. Why we seek equal rights? You are not our equals. We will eat you after we eat your children. No time for the weather. Tiffany?
Yeah, it's true.
Eat your children. Oh my days! I thought of when you said I'll eat you. I thought of Matt Hardy for some reason.
Yeah, sure.
I'll eat you. I think it's where you got it from. You got it from Russell Edgington. I'll eat you. Yeah,
that's entirely possible. I've never thought of it, but yeah.
It's just the way he said it. I was like, that's Russell Edgington right there.
Oh. Okay, so Dan.
Yeah.
What would be your favourite season then?
Oh no, it's 3. It's hands down 3.
Okay, I'm with Dan. I'm 3.
It's absolutely hands down 3.
I actually really like season 6. Weirdly enough, because Warlow I think is a brilliant character.
Warlow.
You get introduced to Rutger Hauer.
Yes, the man Rutger Hauer.
Fucking awesome.
The legend himself. Yes.
Yeah, and although there's some weaknesses to the storyline, Bill kind of being the sort of baddie but not a baddie at the same time is really interesting. The idea that humans have actually managed to fight back against vampires and the vampires are on the back foot is really interesting.
Yeah,
that Bill is going to end up saving them somehow, but it's interesting to see how it all happens.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, Warlow is such a beautifully complex character.
Yeah, he is complex. I got to admit, he was complex, yeah.
But the thing is, he actually doesn't lie to... I was looking back at it. You know, the first time Suki meets him, he's lying on the side of the road having been attacked by a vampire.
Yeah.
And she asks him what he is, and he says he's a halfling. That's not a lie.
No, it's not a lie. Technically, he was telling the truth.
He isn't actually lying at all. He tells her he's a halfling. She just assumes it's half human, half fairy.
Yeah. Technically, yeah.
So actually, he doesn't. He lies about being attacked by a vampire, but you could claim that he spent his whole life being attacked by that side of his personality.
Yeah. So technically, you could spin it that way. So that
you could spin all of it to say that he never lied to her.
Yes.
Apart from telling her his name was Ben, rather than Warlow, but.
Other than that, you got a point.
I mean, I'm stretching it slightly, but I actually
a little bit. But no, I'm with you.
But as a character, I think is such the idea that this is a person who light and dark live in constantly, and he's at constant battle with himself to be the good guy, and yet then goes and kills like 18 fairies in one move. Goes and eats an entire room full of fairies, basically killing out his own race in the process.
Yeah, he literally wiped out his entire race.
Literally, all the fairies who managed to get onto the earthly plane are wiped out by him.
Yeah. He's just erased his own people, but at the same time, it's just like, wow, this guy, bro.
But then he's obviously got a moral code because he won't kill Rutger Hauer's character.
Yes, he won't. Yeah, he won't.
And he saves Jason when Jason hurts himself.
Hmm.
So he's obviously got a good morality to him.
Yeah, he's
But
not completely...
this dark... I mean, I saw an interesting argument the other day, because you know how towards the end of that series he becomes quite nasty and actually ends up like properly hitting Sookie and stuff like that, which he wouldn't have done earlier. And I read a theory that says, you know how Eric drinks loads of his blood?
Yeah.
And then is able to walk in the sun. The argument suggesting that that Eric drank like 90% of the Fey side of him, so the majority of what was left in him was the vampire side, which is why he becomes more aggressive.
Interesting.
In those last, because he's been drunk, he's had most of his light drunk out of him by Eric.
Yeah, you got cool.
So I mean, I don't know if that is the case, but I thought that was quite an interesting argument for that
theory. Yeah,
because I thought the first time I watched it, I thought this is just a plot device to make us dislike him, so when they kill him, we're less bothered.
Yeah.
And I thought that's really convenient. Just at the moment when you need to end his character, he becomes violent. There you go. That's convenient. But then looking back at it, actually, you know what? If you looked at it that way, it makes it a more compelling ending.
But, it does.
Anyway, yeah, that's just for me. Season 6, because of Warlow and all the intricacies of human beings fighting back, is my favourite season, I think.
Okay.
But I'd also argue for season 1 every time. It's so good, the first season.
Yeah, season 1 is so good, so damn good. So damn. That's why I was conflicted.
I mean,
so conflicted.
It might be a bit difficult to get through, but like for me, season 6 is a really good show, but I like season 5. I do. Like season 3 is the clear winner for me, but then season 5 is kind of the follow up to that.
Yeah.
Well, season 5, we see that Bill is a proper asshole.
Yeah, he's just come back after that.
Because he's the one who comes up with the bombing of the True Blood factories, which is what sets off all the shit for season 6 and 7. It's set off by Bill's behaviour in season 5.
Yeah.
And Eric becomes the moral compass. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was a complete turn in his head after that, but it was crazy. Start following Eric everywhere. He's a good guy.
Yeah, but it was just weird because Bill's always been like the moral compass of the vampires. If he thinks something is bad, you know it's bad, kind of situation. He's the vampire who has a conscience, and then he's the one who comes up with the most horrific thing to do imaginable. It's like, but I thought it made it quite interesting. The idea that if you live long enough as a vampire, you'll go through phases of being good and being bad.
Exactly.
It was almost like Bill was going back to a fuck it, vampires are better than everyone else phase in his existence.
It's like that Batman phrase. What is it? If you be the good guy, but you live long enough to become the villain. That kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you're a vampire, you do that many times over.
Exactly. Yeah. Back and forth.
Fair.
That was my feeling anyway. Okay, so to push on, does anyone have like a favourite quote or a favourite scene particularly?
Oh,
really?
Okay, I'm ready for you guys. I'm ready. So, I literally put this in my phone. As soon as I saw the thing, I was like, yeah, get a phone out. Trust me. Okay, so you know Steve, my boy Steve.
Steve Newland.
Yes. Steve, we haven't touched on him properly yet, but Steve, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, we haven't been fair to him at all.
Everyone knows Steve's one of my favourites characters. He just cracks me up every time he's on screen. He just cracks me up. Well, that's when he turns to a vampire.
It's quite enjoyable to see him burn at the end of season 6.
Like, give me a taste. Just a little bit.
And then his final words, "I love you, Jason Stackhouse."
The way she was waiting, she was like, "Oh yes, he's gonna say it. I love you, Jason Stackhouse." No, but that wasn't my favorite scene though. My favorite scene was Steve. You know, he's on the hamster wheel, the running wheel. He was like, on the wheel. And Sarah's like, wait a second. And then he goes, run faster. He's like, I'm running as fast as I can. And then she goes, it's scientifically impossible to be this slow. I was dying. I was dead. The rest of the day, I was finished. Oh, my favorite scene. Oh my god!
I do love that scene, but I love the ending of that scene because it shows what an absolute pussy he is.
Yeah.
Because at the end of it, because every time she asks him a question, he's like, "No, I'm not going to tell you." UV lights, all right, I'll tell you. But it shows you that he never checked whether there was a UV light. Because the end of it goes, "We don't even have a UV light rigged up in this room," so he never even had the balls to once test whether it was.
I know, but he wanted to risk it. Oh my god! He's scared of everything.
Absolute cowardly pussy.
I love this character though. Oh my god, Steve was the man.
Yeah, so Steve Newland. It's I also, what do you think of Nan Flanagan as a character?
Oh, Nan.
This is us getting into the more niche characters.
Yeah, the niche ones. I like Nan.
She's a proper hypocrite.
I don't know. She just screams of that sort of look how upwardly mobile I am.
Yeah, she's a political animal.
Yeah, strict.
I generally dislike those kind of people.
Yeah. So Dan, I failed to ask your favourite scene or.
Oh yeah, go on then.
Quotes or both.
I got gout of the dick.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about it. Sarah.
Or possibly, I mean, there's a few of them. Like there's the Hoyt classic. You should try the chicken fried steak because it's like a chicken and a steak got together and made a baby. It's delicious, crispy baby, and
oh gosh. Oh, it's a funny thing, man. I loved it.
No, hang on. I've one more, all right?
Oh no.
Because it's Bill and Pam. Yeah. And Bill's just going, tell me, do you enjoy living halfway up his backside the way you do? And Pam's like, yes, it's nice. You should try it sometime.
I've written down so much right now. I've got too much, but I'm gonna say probably two more.
Go for it, Troy. Come on.
I'm gonna say two more. One was when it's literally these are all Jason. He just cracks me. These are all Jason lines right here. So literally when Jason goes, I think she got my phone. Goes, why the Obama mask? Remember the cop woman? She was saying, why the Obama mask when they were wearing disgusting? And then Jason goes, it's because they don't want to be recognized. And then she goes, God help us. He does all stupid stuff. I love it. The last one, he goes, I think it was it was in the car with Rutger Hauer, his character, the granddad. So he goes, you know when his parents were literally evil when they came back in spirit form. And Jason goes, my parents have gotten kind of racist and scary since we went to heaven. That killed me as well. Those two lines were funny. Oh, old Jason right there. Jason's got the lines.
Jason's got some brilliant lines. I mean, I think my favourite one with him is, I didn't think I was smart enough to get depressed. Also,
I've got another one from Pam.
Any more quotes? Just come on.
You don't know me that well. My angry face and my happy face are the same.
Yeah, that's a good one right there. She plays that role so well, Pam. Yeah, so she drags her words as well. I love it. Pam's the one.
I am so over Suki and her precious fairy vagina and her unbelievably stupid name. That's Pam.
And every time Suki on the problem comes, she goes, Suki again. Pam just had enough of it. I love it.
Another Jason one is if a tree falls in the woods, it's still a tree, ain't it?
It's good.
I think he said one of the lines as well. I think he got one of the words wrong in one of the other lines he said. I'm trying to remember what he said. 'Cause I think he was supposed to say persevere, but he goes prescription. I was dying. I was like, what the heck is he talking about? He says the most random words because he can't find the right one.
Sometimes you need to destroy something to save it. That's in the Bible or the Constitution.
Jason's got the lines, though. I haven't got that.
I do quite like the you know when Lafayette gets asked to go into Suki's bathroom to find out the spirit, he just goes, creepy spirit thing, why are you in Suki's bathroom? Just waving his hands about.
I just love Lafayette's just reactions. That's all I need to see, just his reactions to everything.
You know what? Suki has one or two really good lines.
Yeah.
I mean, the two that I really love are I can't remember the whole lead up to it. A vampire wants to bite me, a werewolf's after me. Must be Thursday. I love that one. But my favourite one is when she's talking to Alcide, you know, the werewolf.
Yeah.
For a badass werewolf, you drive like a girl.
So he's like a grab at the speed limit. Alcide just like.
Can I completely switch it around and just say one of my favorite? A lot of my favorite points don't have to do very much with the lines so much as the portrayal of one particular character, who, in terms of all the side characters, is my absolute favorite, Godric.
Godric is an awesome character.
Godric.
Anything Godric has anything to do with is absolutely great.
Maybe explain who Godric is.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we've spoken about Eric. Eric is seen as being this massively powerful 1,000-year-old vampire. He's the sheriff of the area in the vampire hierarchy. He holds power. He answers to the authority. He answers to the royals. He is very much someone who has a lot of pride in being a vampire and in what being a vampire means. He's not a bad person. He is definitely a vampire.
Yes.
His maker, the person who turned him from being a Viking prince,
he was a king by that point. His parents were dead.
A Viking king, to being a vampire, is a vampire called Godric, who had been a vampire for, I think, 2,000 years before that point. No, more than that.
Yeah, he'd been around for about the same amount of time as Ross Ledgington.
Okay.
So about 2,000 years.
Yeah.
So he turned this king to a vampire, and Eric is completely loyal to an absolute, to the nth degree. He is loyal to Godric.
Although he keeps it very secret that they are connected. Because it can be quite a detrimental thing if people know who your maker is.
Exactly, yeah.
So, Godric is younger looking. Seems to have been turned when he was like a teenager or something like that.
Yeah, really
young. He has markings on him which indicate that he's probably a member of some kind of tribe that uses ritual tattoos before he's become a vampire.
Yeah, because he still has them, yeah.
He is incredibly wise, and in deference to most things you see vampire-wise, is incredibly pacifist. Yes. He knows how powerful he is. He knows that he can rip the shit out of everyone in any given room at any given point. And yet he allows himself to be captured by this Church of the Sun. And they're going to actually introduce him to the Sun, and he was just going to let it happen.
And then you see him kill that, the army drill sergeant guy with one hand when they when they break the deal with him.
Exactly.
They've obviously agreed with him. They won't do anything else to the rest of his group if he agrees to meet the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
And then they capture Suki and basically are going to start a war. And he just breaks the guy's neck with a flick of his wrist.
I love that scene, that flick of that wrist.
Because you've got this young guy, you heard about Godric like through the whole series,
Yeah.
but you haven't seen him. And then this fucking kid shows up and kills somebody in like the first 5 seconds with one flick of their fingers. It's like, shit. This is not what I expected when I pictured this character.
He's
But,
got
but
slick down hair, white clothes. He's got everything.
even in his picking of Eric, he showed kind of honor to it. The reason he picked Eric is because Eric was already dying.
Yeah.
He was actually on his funeral pyre and had been wounded in battle, and Godric had been watching the battle, and Eric had been the bravest fighter on the field by quite some distance.
Yeah.
And it's those reasons that made him turn, because Eric was the first vampire that Godric had turned. So for 2,000 years, he turned nobody. Because it's a big deal when a vampire becomes a maker.
Yeah, it's basically it's a choice that they don't take lightly.
It's a choice they do not take lightly.
Exactly.
And so he's picked a person who he knows is going to be strong and valiant and all of these things. And also, he's not taking away a life from them. Yeah. He's giving them a life because they're already dying. Exactly. And in fact, the other person who he turns into his progeny was also about to die. So the only times he becomes a maker is actually... is actually to save people who are at death's door, who deserve more.
Yeah.
And I like that as Godric. As the more you learn about Godric, because obviously he dies in season 2, he chooses to meet the sun in season 2, but you still find out more about him through Eric in later seasons. And
they kind of name drop him throughout the seasons.
Yeah, and he appears a few times.
Yeah,
but like I say, twice in a 3,000-year lifetime, he makes people. And on both occasions, it's people who are strong-willed, have good natures, and who are already going to die.
Yeah.
He's not stealing any life from them. Yeah. They're at death's door before he does it. Whereas you look at when Bill was made, he was tired, he was ill, he was trying to get home, but he wasn't dying. And Marina, his maker, just attacks him. And then leaves him with a choice of, you're at death's door right now, you can either drink my blood and live forever, or die.
Choice is yours.
And that's how most vampires seem to do it. But Godric seems to have been that way, even when he's described as a badass killer.
Yeah.
But he always seems to have had that moral code about how he makes other vampires.
Yeah.
It's always been a very considered decision. Yeah. Whereas Pam does it because she's asked to.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to do it, has no desire to do it. Actually turns out to be quite a good maker, I think, in the end. But
absolutely.
Yeah, she's really good.
But she has no desire. She does it actually because it's her one chance to get back on good terms with Eric. Yeah. Suki promises to put in a good word with Eric if she turns Tara into a vampire. So it's actually to please her maker that she does it, not because she wants to. And even with Eric, he's never turned anyone until Pam, and he only does it because she slits her own wrists to force the issue.
Yeah, literally, yeah, he didn't want to do it.
He slightly different with his second progeny. He does that to prove a point. Yeah. But
selfish reasons, yeah.
But still, it's just... I think it's interesting that although you see Eric as a bit of a bastard throughout the series at points, he does actually have a very similar moral compass to Godric. In a lot of ways.
He's that moral compass in a way. Godric.
Yeah, Godric is the person he's followed through thick and thin.
Yeah. And
it's had a massive influence on him. He just has been away from him from a long time. Is probably why he's become a bit more of a dick.
Yeah, he's evolved. Yeah.
But yeah,
the only thing about Godric, though, the only thing I'd probably say about Godric is that I want to see a bit more of his backstory. You know what I'm saying? Because of how he honors, how he likes his honor. Or he chooses victims a certain way he does. I want to see the reason behind why he does the things that he does.
I'll tell you what, I would love to see backstories for Godric,
yeah,
Talbot,
yeah,
Marina.
Yeah.
I'd love to know all of their backstories.
Yeah, I love
Possibly
that.
Nan Flanagan as well. I'd quite like to see her backstory.
Yeah, because they said that she used to be nice when she was younger. Remember they said that, Bill said it about Nan.
Yeah.
So,
They said it was a rumor.
Yeah, yeah, rumor. Yeah.
Just one point. I mean, I've said this before. Stephen Moyer obviously plays William Compton, who's a Louisiana vampire, but is actually from London. In reality, Stephen Moyer is actually, and that's why there's a scene in the beginning of season 4 set in London in 1981.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah,
where he's playing a punk rocker with a London accent, and they did that just because he has a London accent. They went, "Oh, you know what? We'll let you have it."
Rock on, dudes! Come on, let's go. Oh god!
I just like the fact that they put that in there as well. Just like, yeah, nice.
Straight, I was like, oh my god, they're playing on that, aren't they? I was laughing the entire time.
But the majority of the audience had no idea he was English.
Yeah,
So
none of them knew. Even with the first one, the accent's amazing.
The other thing I didn't realize about True Blood, and I really should have done, is Troy will remember me at some point fairly early on when we started doing Square Eyes talking about 6 Feet Under.
Yes.
I didn't realize the writer for True Blood was the writer of 6 Feet Under.
I didn't even know that.
I had no idea, but I can see it.
Yeah, you can see it.
So if you remember me saying you should watch 6 Feet Under?
Yes.
If you like True Blood, you'll like 6 Feet Under.
That's how you say it. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm now adding that to my recommendation of 6
Feet.
Because I hadn't realised it was the same writer. I knew I liked the style. I hadn't realised it was the same guy.
I've always been drawn to that show 6 Feet Under, but I've never actually. That's the thing. That's the only thing, because that style looks kind of sick. The way I'd love to watch that, but I've never actually got into watching it.
I tell you, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Watch it.
Yeah, well, no,
anyway, yeah, this is not what we are talking about today. Is there anything else that we feel we need to bring up around this amazing vampire show?
Oh, let's see what else we have not talked about really.
Yeah, I've got something to talk about.
Go for it.
So we started this podcast with a particular tune, and I just want to give it the credit it's due.
Jace Everett.
Jace Everett, Bad Things. That's the theme tune to True Blood. That's what you see over the title credits. It's from 2005. And it began really picking up after it was selected as theme song for True Blood.
Yeah.
It was on the label Epic Nashville and is pretty much the most well-heard thing Jace Everett has done, but he's a really good musician, and if you want to go and check out anything else...
We have his album.
Yeah, grab his album.
I already have it.
Those are the guy that comes ready. Got it.
Well, no, it's just because when I obviously I liked the tune Bad Things, so I wondered who'd written it.
Yeah.
So I then went and researched, and I thought, I think his album was on iTunes for like a $5, and I'm like, well, sod it, I may as well download the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just bluesy. There's other stuff as well, but it's got a really nice mix to it. And he's got such an interesting voice as well.
Yeah,
he's a really good musician.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just on that point, I absolutely love the title sequence as well. Not just the music, but the whole.
Yes.
Because it's the cycle of life. It's things dying, things being reborn.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a real. I love it, like the sped up thing of the maggots on the fox's head and stuff like that. It's just really. Also, it's a very rare thing that a show doesn't change its title sequence at all in a 7-season run.
Yes,
that's
very true.
Yes, it's true. Really
they got it right on day one, and they left it where it was.
Didn't remix the music or nothing. Didn't remix anything.
Also, they didn't have to rely on keeping the same cast because none of the cast appear in their entire credits. In the opening credits, not one member of the actual True Blood cast appears. So they don't rely on that or having to change it because a member of the cast retired or left or died or whatever.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Justified, the intro, because they don't show any of the cast members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a very odd thing for it not to ever change.
Yeah.
I mean, even you take something like Frasier, which kept a very similar thing, but did something different every single season.
Yeah.
Like a helicopter flying over it, or green balloons, or whatever the hell it was. There was always something a little bit different. Whereas True Blood, it was the exact same on episode 1 and episode 80. It was the exact same thing played out and not shortened in any way.
Exactly.
Someone's popular.
I know, yeah.
It's my alarm telling me to take my medication. I thought I'd told it to shut up, but it's coming back at me again.
See, that's what I'm saying.
It's
the 40's off yourself.
Before we start doing things to round up, there was one sort of niche esoteric thing I just wanted to bring up surrounding Godric just one more time.
Go on.
That idea that he had that nirvana that he'd reached kind of thing of being very peaceful and not wanting to even need to drink blood and being absolutely at peace with himself and with this sort of everything is kind of worthy and there's no need for anger, no need for wrath or revenge or anything.
Yeah, be chilled. Yeah.
It reminded me, like, one of the reasons I liked it was because it reminded me of something. People who listen regularly will know I'm a massive geek. And there's one game I played a while back with some friends called Vampire the Masquerade, where you play as being vampires.
Yeah.
And if you are into anything to do with tabletop role playing, I do recommend it. It is a fantastic game, no matter which iteration of it you play.
Okay.
And in it, there's a thing called Golconda, which is kind of vampire nirvana. And it's basically that state that Godric completely inhabits. And it's this sort of, like, you don't need to conform to any of the baser vampire instincts.
Yes.
You can live your life on a higher plane and with higher understanding and as an infinite immortal of infinite wisdom.
Yeah, I love that character Godric. He just like perfected vampirism. It's almost like a perfect state. You know, when you see like a character in a game or like even like an anime.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I've reached the pinnacle of being what I am. That's basically what Godric was. I'm beyond everything. All the basic I'm beyond everything. That's basically what he was.
Yeah.
I love it. He was a higher being almost at that point. You know what I mean? That's what it felt like.
So I just wanted to bring that up because of the similarity and what it made me think about, and also to say anyone out there who is just everything vampire, they have lapped it all up. This might be something to try, and anyone out there who likes True Blood and Dungeons and Dragons, try this as well.
The way Dan did that was a great marketing.
Very nice plug for.
Yeah, it was nice. It was smooth. He reminded me of Eric at the end of True Blood. Marketing. New blood.
Yeah, that is quite good. Anyway, is there anything else that we want to bring up before we drag this to a close?
Oh yes, the cars of the Yakuza. I'd love to bring that up. Oh, that Tokyo Drift style cars. I loved it. I love that, man.
Yeah, that is quite cool.
Japanese had to rock up in style. I loved it. Mr. Gus.
I like the character of Mr. Gus.
Mr. Gus, yes. I love his character. Like a country Yakuza family member. I loved it. There's the whole dynamic of all of that. I loved it.
That was properly good.
Yeah.
So, final thoughts. Would you rate this show?
Well, to begin that, while people are thinking about it, just to say it did win at the 61st Primetime Emmy Awards, Outstanding Casting for a Drama.
Right.
It received an American Film Institute Award in 2009 as one of the 10 best TV programs and was chosen as favorite TV obsession at the 36th People's Choice Awards.
Fair enough.
Love it. Deserves all those awards. It deserves them. wholeheartedly. He deserved every second.
I mean, I don't think it gets anywhere near as much recognition as, say, a Game of Thrones.
Exactly.
And it's the first show since The Sopranos to get the kind of numbers that The Sopranos got on HBO, but it's not held in anywhere near the same regard.
My regard, no.
And it should be.
Anna Paquin also won a Satellite Award, and Stephen Moyer won a Saturn Award for Best Actress and Best Actor, respectively.
Utterly deserved.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's an amazing show. Like I say, it's for a thing that was so big, it's almost like a hidden gem. Weirdly, I feel like we're talking about something that not as many people know as they should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's weird because if you go to New York, the HBO shop, they've got shitloads of True Blood merchandise, including you can buy bottles of True Blood from the HBO store. It's weird.
Oh my god, that is just crazy.
It does quite specifically state on it, "Do not drink."
Oh my gosh, HBO! I love it, man. It's HBO show at its finest, right there. This is True Blood, Joe. Too good, too good.
That's where I got my Wire T-shirt from. Was the HBO store in New York.
Oh, is it?
Jealous. Very jealous.
Well, you've seen the one. It's the one of Omar with just the word "Indeed" written across it.
Oh gosh, I love it.
But yeah. So, any final thoughts, or shall we wrap it up there, boys?
Kind of good. Some solid.
I mean, I think I need to go get some 1 part B negative, 2 parts O negative.
Fair enough. Have fun with that.
I'm mainstreaming.
And on that note, I'd like to thank everyone for listening. Have a happy Halloween, and we will be back next week with a normal, run-of-the-mill Square Eyes Syndrome podcast. Thanks for listening.
Have a good one, people.
Bye from me.
Bye from me.
Good night.